of course, they do what you think they do, which is they provide electrical services, repairs, installs, maintaining systems, upgrades, etc. And everyone knows electricity powers our life. So this is 100% a recession kind of resistant type of business. This is one of the cool things, in my opinion, about a franchise system. Like, number one, if you don't know anything about being an electrician, what are the odds of you starting an electrical company? Number two is that instead of you having to hire a full-time person to be, manning the phones, you're able to leverage the call center that's already trained on how to schedule and convert those people. Really, really cool. We talked to some people who they're just like, I'm just kind of looking into franchising. It's a nice to have. If it's a nice to have, great, we'll help you, but you're not our ideal client. Who is our ideal client and the people that we like to work with are the people that are like, welcome to our Franchise Empire newsletter, where we highlight one franchise of the week as well as one franchise resale that is listed for sale somewhere in the United States. If you want to get these franchises in your inbox every single week to read at your convenience, you can go to franchiseempire.com/newsletter to subscribe for free. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Franchise Empire Show. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, and building your empire doesn't happen overnight. My name is Tarek Johnson, and owning franchises is what helped me go from employee to employer and start building my empire for my family. So this podcast is for you, the empire builders. For those of you who want to build something that stands the test of time. This is for those of you who are crazy enough to believe that you can make the dream in your head come to life. This podcast is all about bringing you real people who are building real empires so you can get inside their mind and heart and get proven strategies and actionable insights that will catapult you to build, grow, and scale your empire. Okay, so today we're going to cover a service franchise with a $4,400 average job size, a resale in North Carolina that shows $685,000 in annual revenue. I don't know why I put 650 in the title. Should have been this 685. We're going to talk about in just 12 months a top performing franchisee that started doing well, and what you need to look for in a franchise. Wherever you guys are watching this video, hit the press the little thumbs up button. It helps this video to get more and more exposure to more people and would be super helpful. We bring it to you for free. All I ask is that you hit the like button. That's it. All right, so let's talk about this. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments or the chat, and we'll do my best to get to them by the end of the call. All right, so this specific resale is Mr. Electric. Keep that easy. All right, so Mr. Electric is a franchise brand in Neighborly. If you guys are just starting out attending one of these calls, Neighborly is the largest home services franchisor, definitely in the United States. They also have some franchising in Canada as well, but they own about 19 or 20 franchise brands, and they're really just the 800-pound gorilla in the space. So Mr. Electric was established in 1994, acquired by Neighborly in 2007. They have 190 units throughout the country. And of course, they do what you think they do, which is they provide electrical services, repairs, installs, maintaining systems, upgrades, etc. And everyone knows electricity powers our life. So this is 100% a recession kind of resistant type of business. Now, 190 units, what that means, not 190 franchisees. You might have 100 franchisees that, own, some of them own 2 or 3 and some people own 1. So that's what that means. This particular resale is in Greensboro, North Carolina. If you're interested in this particular resale, or if you're interested to learn what resales may be available in your area, go to franchiseempire.com/resale, schedule a call with our team. They can do a little bit of checking to see what may be available. So this particular one started out in 2021. They had 2023 revenue of $685,000, asking price of $850,000. Um, and there's four vehicles with all tools and equipment included in that sales price, I believe, of 850. There's also 3 electricians and 1 office admin. So this is a pretty good starting point. I mean, a business doing 685 started in 2021. I'd have to look at their FTD to see where that fits within performance of people that have, been in business for 3 years, but sounds like there's some opportunity to really grow here, um, and focus more on sales and marketing, because you got the infrastructure, you got the electricians, you got the equipment. You just need more sales at that point in time, really. Um, so okay, here we go. Forgot the team put this in here. So the average sales for franchisees with the territory of 500K population is 1.6 million. So don't have the details, but we could obviously get this if you're interested in this as a resale and you're in that area. We could get the details on what that territory population is like, but this gives you a good idea of what's possible in the system. And yeah, that's a good point. The industry is constantly advancing, and electricity doesn't look the same. People want advanced technology, right? And that leads to opportunity. Uh, One of the cool things about Mr. Electric and some of the neighborly brands is that they have a corporate call center that will answer your incoming calls, and then they'll actually schedule them for you. Now, granted, yes, this is a like, you pay for this within some of the different fees that you pay for, but this is one of the cool things, in my opinion, about a franchise system. Like, number one, if you don't know anything about being an electrician, what are the odds of you starting an electrical company? Number two is that instead of you having to hire a full-time person to be, manning the phones, um, you're able to leverage the call center that's already trained on how to schedule and convert those people. Really, really cool. Boom. All right. So that's the resale. So again, if you guys are interested in this particular resale and seeing if there are any other available in your area, go to franchiseempire.com/resales. So our team have looked into a few hundred franchises and put together a list of 5 low-cost franchises that all make $1 million or more and that have a proven track record of both happy and profitable franchisees. So if you have a net worth of at least $150,000 and you want to see if the territory that you want is still available for any of these franchises, then you can go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. All right, let's get back to the episode. Okay, so quick client case study. So last July, we helped a client of ours find a home improvement franchise. So he joined our 0 to profitable franchise buying system, right? Where we don't just help you we actually go out there and find the franchise for you, but really help and hold your hand through the due diligence process as well. So he decided to work with us in that. We have a whole community of franchise buyers that they help each other through the process. And we just heard back from the franchisor that he's one of the top performing franchisees around the other folks that have opened the businesses at the same time, some of the newer franchisees. And so, basically when he came to us, he was really hungry, um, and, just kind of experience overall in the corporate world and just ready to make a change. We talked to some people who they're just like, I'm just kind of looking into franchising. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. If it's a nice to have, great. We'll help you, but you're not our ideal client. Um, who is our ideal client and the people that we like to work with are the people that are like, I want to make a change. I want to do something different. Like, I'm not happy and I feel motivated and driven to actually go out there and be committed to the process. Not like I just kind of want to dibble dabble. Um, so that was Derek, right? And so he was the director of operations for a fitness concept. He managed 10 locations for the owners, had done some investing in real estate, but he knew that he wasn't going to be able to replace his income from real estate investing, and so he knew he wanted to get into business for himself. He was clear on that, right? And he was originally looking at a concept called Kid Strong, and but he really, those are pretty expensive. You're talking about those are between about $400,000 and $700,000 to get up and running when you have a physical location. And so to own a couple of those, you're looking at, over a million bucks. And, retail businesses where you need a retail location with a build out, you're not going to be open for 9 months to a year after signing your franchise agreement. He wanted something with a faster ramp up time. So our team went out there, uh, researched what options were going to meet his criteria, his goals aligned with his skill sets, and we were able to find him a really solid franchise that had a proven track record of strong financial numbers and franchisees being successful. He ended up buying 2 territories of that franchise that has been in business for 40 years in the floor remodeling space. And so again, back to the top of the story, if you're just joining, he's become one of the top newer franchisees in terms of performance. We got that feedback directly from the franchisor. So if you're someone who is, you feel really serious about this process, maybe you've, tried to do it on your own, and you're just tired of it, and you're motivated to make a change. You don't want to spend the next 3 to 6 months like trying to find the right franchise, wasting hours of your time. My recommendation would be go to our website, franchiseempire.com. So you can see this here. Go to franchiseempire.com, click on the schedule a free call button, and you'll be able to schedule a call with our team to be able to dive a little bit more into your situation, understand kind of what your goals are, what your challenge has been in the process, and then figure out the next best steps on how to get you to where you want to be in terms of finding and acquiring the right franchise opportunity. The other thing is you could take a look under services where it says ZTPF franchise acquisition. This is one of the really powerful systems that we use that's more of a comprehensive service of how we help franchise buyers. So again, check it out, franchiseempire.com. Okay, let's keep rocking and rolling. So, franchise of the week. This is the one with the 4,400 average job size. So, this 5-Star Paintings, also a neighborly company. We've had one, maybe 2 clients that have bought this franchise. I know for sure we have one client who has bought this franchise, and he bought a really underperforming resale, and he's actually increased sales by almost 100% already, actually, because I keep in contact with him. So they started out in 2007, acquired by Neighborly in 2015. They have 234 franchise units, which is significant. A franchise fee of $45,000, royalty fee is 6%, national marketing fee of 2%. The investment range is between $77,000 to $184,000. Again, for those of you who are newer to figuring out how you fund a franchise, a lot of people will get an SBA loan. And as long as you have access to the amount of money to pay the franchise fee, whether in a home equity loan, whether in some of your retirement accounts, whether in savings, whatever it is, then you usually have the capital to be able to then get a loan for the rest of it. Of course, like you got to qualify. Uh, but generally speaking, with an SBA loan, you can get away just putting 20% down. So, right, let's call it 16 grand there and 40 grand here. But generally speaking, most people, you need to have access to be able to pay the franchise fee, right? So that's how that stuff works. As you can imagine, 5-Star Painting specializes in residential and commercial painting. They also offer a range of other services, including interior and exterior painting, cabinetry refinishing, drywall repair, so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to dive too deep into that because that's pretty obvious. And so, they help soup to nuts, right? Neighborly is a very established franchise brand. What's interesting about their item 19 is they don't show the total sales figures. So that's why I had to put the $4,400 average job size. What they do show is some other I'm not going to dive into some of this stuff. It's going to be too complex for this the purpose of this. But what's interesting to see is the sales per job. And then at that point, like you can figure it out. This is one of the things like we'll handhold our clients and teach them through as we work with them if an item 19 said something like this, right, is through the validation calls, you start talking to franchisees like, okay, great. Like, how many jobs do you average per week, per day, per month, per year? And starting to understand that. What are your conversion rates, right? Like when you go on a sales call or estimate, what's your average close rate of jobs that you book? These are the sort of questions you ask to be able to understand what these businesses are doing. But you can see that the average gross sales per job is about $4,400. What's interesting is you can see pretty clearly that the performance of the franchisees in the different quartile are highly related to their average job size. So part of what you already know, right, looking at this is, okay, in order for me to be successful as a franchisee, I got to figure out how to get my average job size higher, because the fourth quartile only has a $3,000 average. The bottom 10% has $2,400 average, but the second quartile has $4,600 as their average, and the top quartile has $6,400 as their average. So I'd want to know, when I'm doing validation, how do I get my average up? Now, maybe some people are in more affluent markets. That's possible. A lot of the times it just comes back to having good salespeople and having them trained properly. And maybe some of these people are doing commercial jobs that have higher tickets, right? So that would be one thing to look at that I think is really interesting. Some of the benefits for the franchisees in this franchise system. So, flexible schedule overall, right? A family-friendly work week. There's no emergency or on-call work. You're in a painting business, so if it's just, hey, we do, Monday through Friday, that's what it is that you do. Call center. So again, we talked about this. Excuse me, I think it was with the other franchise opportunity actually, but it's something that's common to Neighborly brands altogether. So they'll pick up the phone for you for marketing that you're running, and then schedule appointments for you. So, man, that you think about how much time and headache that would save you. Number three is that they're home base. It's a home based franchise, right? So, just you have painting services. You'll have subcontractors. You can eventually hire full time crews, but there's no expensive build out. It's not going to take you a year to get up and running. You don't have to sign a 10-year lease for something that's going to be $5,000 to $10,000 a month, right? Some people like that. You can just literally start out of your home if you want. There's consistent demand. There's always a need for painting, whether new construction or renovations, regular maintenance, especially when you have corporate jobs too, or commercial jobs. And then again, you're under the Neighborly umbrella, right? And there's some benefits there in terms of exposure. So, hey, so if this is an opportunity that you're interested in, if you want to learn more about Five Star Painting, or not learn more, but if you want to find out if they still have a territory available in your area, or if you want to find out what Neighborly brands are available in your area, then you can go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. And then you can schedule a call with our team to see, number one, what even makes sense for you, like what might align with your skill sets and your goals overall, and then see what is available in your area. Hey, so if you want to figure out if you should buy a franchise and learn the fastest and easiest way to figuring out the best franchise to buy and everything you need to know about the process, then you'll want to go get access to our Franchise Buyers Academy. In our Franchise Buyers Academy, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look into specific franchises and exactly how much money they are making. You'll get simple formulas for finding money-making franchises and a blueprint on how to scale them into a franchise empire that can be sold for a lot of money later on. You'll be able to finally answer the question on, should I buy a franchise? Now you can get access at franchiseempire.com/FBA. Now let's get back to the episode. All right, last but not least, and then we'll dive into some of the questions. What you should look for in a franchise. So in our latest episode of the Franchise Empire show, we sat down with Eric Van Horn. He's the founder of Franchise Secrets, very well known in the franchise circles. And so we and he's a co-founder of Front Street Equity Partners, where they sometimes take equity positions in franchisors, but they're real picky about some of the franchisors they work with. So this is just really good to just learn from someone who's been in the franchise space. He's been super successful. He's owned multiple different franchise brands as more of a passive investor, as an operator. He's kind of done it all. So go check that out. You'll have to go see the Franchise Empire YouTube channel. So go type that into YouTube, Franchise Empire. Go subscribe to that channel. That's where we put our podcast, or wherever you listen to your podcast episodes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Go look up Franchise Empire and go subscribe to our podcast and listen to it there. I think you'll get a lot of value out of that overall. We've got some questions. Let's dive into some of these questions. I'm just going to cherry pick here the ones that I think are the most applicable and valuable. Do you think that you should invest in a hot dog cart franchise? I have no idea. I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about you, your personal financial situation, your skill set, what market you're looking into. I would imagine that you would want to go into a pretty urban area, unless you're like going into like a mall or something like that. But yeah, man, I don't know enough about you to be able to say that. If that even makes sense. This person said, I know you said stay away from food brands, but what do you think about not buying a brick and mortar at all and go with a home service brand like 1-800-GOT-JUNK? So most of our clients, and 90% of our clients, go with some sort of service-based franchise. So um, I haven't dug into the financials of 1-800-GOT-JUNK or anything like that, but yeah, service brands have a lot of benefits, a lot more scalability, generally speaking. It's not as capital intensive in the beginning. Like we talked about in the newsletter, like the Mr. Electric resale, right? That had 4 vehicles. Well, we have franchisee, we have people in our system that have bought Mr. Electric, and I mean, you scale your vans as you go and hire people for it, right? So you start out with 1 electrician, 1 van, and then as you start to get more and more business, get busier, then you buy another van, right? And most of the time you're financing that van. So maybe you have $500-600 a month in payments or whatever it is, and then you hire another employee. So the scalability there's a lot more scalability to home services. Dante sent an IG comment for consultation. Dante. Yeah, the best way to go about that is go to franchiseempire.com and click the blue button on schedule a call. But I'll check IG as well. But I don't do the consultations or with my team. You can have a consultation with my team, and we're happy to see how we can help you. If I hate the term passive income, then why do I argue? I'm not sure I'm arguing anything about not having passive income in the Chick-fil-A franchise video. Man, I made that video like 3 years ago. So I don't remember everything I said in the video. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and see what I said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Make sure you hit the like button on this video if you got value out of it, so we can show it to more people and more people get exposure and access to it. And again, last but not least, we saw this banner running. If you're someone that what happens is we have people that reach out to us and they're like, man, I've been looking at franchises for months. I've been thinking about doing this for years. They're scared about getting laid off. They just really want to go out and do their own thing. But they've wasted so much time looking, trying to find the right fit. If that's you and that's your situation, then I'd highly recommend reach out, schedule a call with us, understand a little bit more about your situation and how we can help. I was catching up with one of our franchisees last week. He's been in his franchise for almost a year now. And he said, you know what? He said, Tarek, my biggest regret is that I didn't do this sooner. I really wish I would have done it sooner. And it's not like he's having like an average start, like things are going well. And, But he's like, yeah, I wish I would have done it sooner. So if that's you, go to franchiseempire.com, schedule a call, click that blue button. And yeah, we're happy to just help point you in the right direction, regardless of what that direction will be. Oh, a couple last questions. Do you have a good electrical contractor franchise? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, there's plenty of electrical franchises. Reach out to us, schedule a call, and we can see what might be available in your area and if you qualify for that franchise as well. Do I think AI will replace jobs? Yeah, of course, AI will replace jobs. It already is, 100%. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your day. Bye. Hey, before we go, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Please subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. And the biggest thank you that you could ever give me is to share this episode with someone who you think will benefit. That means that we can share this message with more people and hopefully positively inspire them like we have you. So thank you. And until next time, go build your empire.